That's number 3. Number 2, I love this one. I love this one. Catholicism isn't in the Bible. I'm not following your man-made church. I'm a Protestant. I literally had a guy his comment to me was this: the rosary is not in the Bible. Okay, well, first of all, the prayers of the rosary, a lot of exactly the words of the rosary are found in the Bible. Okay, read the Gospel of Luke. Okay, and
well, just because the words are in the Bible doesn't mean you should pray them, right? Go on up, you bald head, is in the Bible. Should we pray that?
All of the mysteries that we see in the rosary that we meditate upon and pray about, those are in the Bible, right? And
proof texts are in the Bible. I think you need to not be so hyper literal and understand what he's saying. He's saying it's not condoned by the Bible.
The Lord's Prayer is in the Bible, so I'm kind of thinking that the rosary is in the Bible. Now, are these beads and the way it's put together in the Bible? No, they're not. It's a devotion that came later to help people pray. Is your little gospel tract, 4 Spiritual Laws, is that in the Bible? The book, the gospel tract book. Okay, you can say, well, the 4 Spiritual Laws are in the Bible. Show them to me. You can't open the Bible where it says, here are the 4 spiritual laws. That's a systematic thing you guys put together and said, this is what we think and how we've arranged this. Okay? So you can't do that. Now, when people say that Catholicism isn't in the Bible, what is that supposed to mean?
Papacy is not in the Bible. Priesthood is not in the Bible. Let's see, what else? Eucharistic sacrifice is not in the Bible. Justification by faith and works is not in the Bible. Yes, I've already done a video on James 2. Please look it up. What else is not in the Bible? Auricular confession is not in the Bible. That's an 8th century practice that started in Ireland, I believe. Apostolic succession as defined by Rome is not in the Bible. Monarchical bishops aren't in the Bible. Granted, that doesn't make it bad, but there's plenty of stuff not in the Bible.
What is that supposed to mean? Because I could easily look at you and say, well, Baptists aren't in the Bible. Fundamentalists aren't in the Bible. Because these are things that were developed in history. You say, well, wait a minute,
That's a fair point.
Don't you Catholics believe that the Catholic Church is the original church? Yes. So for us, we are going to say that Catholicism is in the Bible. It's just that we know that you don't get that. Because in your mind, you can't make the jump between the early church and this church that began as this underground movement and then exploded over time and has gone through a lot of development. It's still the same entity, but it has grown and developed.
Prior to Newman, maybe Cardinal Manning would be the one who kind of put Newman in his place best, but prior to Newman, they believed all this stuff was in the early church. This whole development stuff is a later thing because they had to I guess we can look at the history.
In different ways, while retaining the deposit of faith, you can't comprehend that. You think if you don't see, St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican and,
this is fair critique to some Protestants. I'll give him that.
A picture of the Pope in the Bible and all that stuff explicitly taught that it's not in the Bible. And then you're going to say we're not following your man-made traditions because we're Protestants. I love it. I love it. Friends, every Protestant denomination is a man-made tradition. It just is, because you can actually go back and look at the man who started it. You can do that. You can say, who started the Lutheran Church? Luther. Does that mean Lutheranism is man-made? You can find, whoever started your church. And if you're like some dude who goes to a storefront church someplace, go ask your pastor who made their church. He did. That's man-made. So we got to come up with something different, friends, than just to say, well, the Catholic Church isn't in the Bible. Because it absolutely is, number one. But number two, your logic and reasoning behind why you're saying that is inconsistently applied to your own worldview. Okay, so knock that off.
I would recommend everybody watch my video on Sola Scriptura Mark 7. That is probably a better critique about man-made traditions.